Hello and welcome to our monthly roundup of the most important debates and decisions of the European Parliament's plenary session. Members debated the economic crisis and the outcome of the G20 summit in Washington and proposed specific guidelines to cope with the crisis.
According to the chairman of the EPP-ED group, Joseph Daul, Europe must promote a free, fair and transparent market, the only way of boosting growth and job creation. He emphasised the need to reform the financial system to ensure that the market operates freely while obeying transparent and effective rules.
What we are witnessing is not the defeat of capitalism, but the result of political error, namely the lack of rules and controls on the quality of financial products across the Atlantic since the 90s. The centre-right political family is not, and has never been, in favour of a financial system without rules or arbitration, for which we are now paying the economic and social consequences very dearly.
He also underlined the importance of the social market economy, which has proven itself to be right for the world economy.
We want to focus on the situations of those who work and save money, but also on businesses, particularly small to medium enterprises, who are taking risks every day to create growth and jobs.
One of the sectors to have felt the immediate effects of the crisis is the car industry. The decline in worldwide car sales is substantial, and in some countries has reached over 15%. In a debate in the plenary, EPP-ED Group Vice Chairman Vito Bonsignori said that the Union should seize the opportunity presented by the crisis to develop new policies.
Il comparto è in crisi in tutto il mondo ed è questa situazione possiamo.
The industry is in crisis. It is in crisis all over the world. We can get out of this situation by making a technological leap. We agree on this, so we must choose between producing 21st century cars in Europe or losing our manufacturing activity to countries which are producing low-cost, less advanced technologies in large quantities. I'm referring to countries such as India and China.
Europe
has a great opportunity to support structural changes in the sector with long-term loans at low interest rates and contributions towards research.
European markets for agricultural products are changing. Farmers have to respond to new demands while coping with price fluctuations. Meanwhile, many developing countries have experienced severe food shortages.
The current rules on European agriculture date from 2003. That's why the European Parliament has now voted on a review of the EU's agricultural policy. Neil Parish, chairman of the Agricultural Committee, has underlined that agriculture will remain a priority for the European Union, though the way EU rules are being implemented needs to change.
There is a need for production of food. We've seen this clearly through last year, and I think we do actually need to free up farmers from bureaucracy. We need simplification. We also need farmers to make business decisions for themselves, so we've got to move forward. Yes, we've got to have some crisis management, but we must not return to the days of having intervention. We've got to have those balances right.
The European Parliament has therefore voted in favour of a moderate reduction of EU spending on large farms. Instead, the European Union wants to give more money to rural development. The future of milk farmers was another key point. They will see a small increase in production quotas, whilst benefiting from the introduction of a special milk fund. The EPP-ED's shadow rapporteur Lutz Göpel explains.
Milk is perhaps the most complex part of this review. Because of its complexity, I would have preferred to treat it in a separate report, including options and supplementary measures on the end of the quota regime. But the milk fund is also important and will lead to additional support for milk farmers. Supporting investment for milk farmers without a quota regime is also positive as it reduces pressure on farms.
The vote of the European Parliament came ahead of a key meeting of Europe's agriculture ministers, deciding on the review of the EU's agricultural policy.
The EU will soon become a more attractive destination for highly qualified immigrants. On Thursday, the European Parliament said yes to EPP-ED member Eva Klamp's proposals to introduce the so-called blue card.
Both immigrants and the Union will profit from the new set of rules which will increase the EU's competitiveness. Manfred Weber, the Home Affairs spokesman of the EPP-ED group, explained.
Die Europäische Union liegt mit einem Anteil von 1,72%.
1.72% of third country nationals work in the EU. This is considerably less than in other competing regions of the world. Australia, Canada, the US, and even Switzerland all have a higher percentage of highly qualified immigrants. We are not in pole position when it comes to attracting the best qualified and highly talented workers. But we all know that this is a decisive question for the future and for the innovative power of our economies.
Immigration can also have a positive impact in addressing an increasingly ageing EU population, as EPP-ED member Patrick Gobert pointed out. It is important to highlight to Europeans the significant contribution that immigration makes to growth and economic development in the EU. The current demographic developments we are facing are major risks for the pension, health and social security systems. Parliament wants the minimum requirements for a blue card to include a university degree or an equivalent 5-year work experience. The salary of an applicant is to be 1.7 times the average EU employee. The blue card will be valid for a period of 3 years and can be renewed for another 3 years. Highly qualified migrants will be able to apply for a job in another EU country after 24 months. This is to ensure that the EU countries can retain control over their national labour markets. EU governments have made up their mind on the basics of the new directive. A final agreement with Parliament could now be found before the end of the year.
A year ago, the European Parliament gave the green light to the creation of a European digital library. Today the project has become a reality and has been launched on the internet site europeana.eu. French member Marie-Hélène Descamps brought the legislation through Parliament and welcomed the success of the project.
C'est un très beau succès pour l'Europe et pour la culture.
This is a great success for Europe and for culture. For Europe because it has managed to unite itself on a unified common project, which is a real symbol of a Europe united in diversity. And now it will be possible to watch and listen to this library in 21 languages.
Alors, c'est aussi un succès pour
This is also a success for all actors who participated in the advent of this library. What I wish now is a great success to this multilingual library, and I think that it will immediately find its place on the internet.
For more information on our session report, log on to our website, epp-ed.eu. Thanks for watching and see you again soon.